Hey everybody. So one of the challenges we're going to have going uh, to distance online is before we were using the processing kind of library that was built on Java. We were using the program. You are still more than welcome to use that program if you've got Windows, Mac, or a Linux computer. It won't work on a Chromebook, but you can still go to the processing website here, the processing.org website, and you can download processing. What it will do is it will download it for whichever system you're in as a zip folder. So if I download this to my hard drive here, it'll download completely as a zip. And then I can extract the files. So it's kind of done on this one. I can show where that is. I can open it up. And what I'm going to have to do is extract all the files. So I can extract this. I can extract it to my desktop if I want, and I can run my program that way. There's a lot of files. This can get tricky. Sometimes people will try to run it without extracting it first, and it will fail on you. So if you kind of know what you're doing, or if you want any help with this, I can help you with that this way. But what I'm going to recommend, kind of for most people, and I was somewhat leaning towards moving this way as we move towards BYOD anyway. There is an online editor. It's called p5.js, and it's going to be on the top of the top link for whichever computer science class you're in, whether it's 10 level, 20 level, 30, 35. The processing web editor for p5.js. You can also just Google it, and it will bring you to a site like this. Now, you're going to have to log in, or I should say sign up, but the accounts are free. So you got your username, your email, your password, and I'm going to click login because I've already got an account saved on this one, I think. You can also, if you're in the 20 level or the 30, 35, you've probably made a GitHub account in the 20 level at some point. So you can log in with your GitHub if you'd like. Yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to have to do it here. And this is matched up. I'm already logged into my GitHub. So yeah, I've already got it set up. So now I've got an online web editor. What you'll probably notice is things do look a bit different here. So for instance, with this one, I've got uh, with processing, I should probably put it like this. There we go. You can see my extracted files just finished. With processing, we had our void setup, our void draw. Now we've got function setup, function draw. So a bit of change in the notation. Instead of size, we've got create canvas here. Okay. The reason there's a bit of difference between these, we're actually using two different languages, Java and JavaScript. And even though the names are familiar, there are actually quite a few differences between the languages. But for what we're doing in these courses, this will still work for us pretty well. We're just got a couple little things to get over, and that's mostly what this week is just kind of playing around and trying to get our sketches up and running here. So one thing that's a bit different in processing, we'd often use integers, floats, or int float, kind of our string to dictate, okay, I want something equal to 50, and I'm going to say that's my canvas size. It's just 50 here. Okay, so I can put that as X. What we're going to do for all of our variables is we're going to use the kind of the data type let here. I don't know if that's the correct term, data type for this one. But instead of using an int or so, we're just going to declare them as all variables. You'll also see var. There's a bit of a difference when it comes to scope with that. But for now, if we stick with let, I think we should be pretty good throughout. So when you're declaring your variables, whether it's a string, whether it's an integer, a float, we're going to use this let variable here. So hello. Now, say I want to put some text in. Oops. I can go like text. I can go text one. use, actually I'll use max down here. I'll use 100. We'll go like this, and I'll change this back to 400 by 400. And what's actually nice about the p5.js web editor is you've got everything right here. So if I want text size, still the same. There we go. If I want things to move, that notation is still the same. So just a couple differences for now. There it goes. Is there anything else I wanted to talk? So we talked about lets. We used functions instead of our void setup, our void draw. There'll be a few more I'll probably add in. There's no print line. Well, I think print line actually does work, but we use console.log for JavaScript. So the functions, the way things are done is if-else statements are pretty well the same. I'm sure we'll run into some hiccups here, but yeah, let's play around a bit with this week. If you've got some time, if you've got any questions, for sure send me an email on these, and we'll see if we can get some of your programs working here. So if you did want to copy them over and then change the variables to lets and change the function names from void to function there, we can try it out, see if that works for it. You can see up here, I changed my colors, right, for the theme. I've got autosave on. I can save my sketches. I can open them. I think p5.js has kind of random names, but you can change those if you'd like for your different sketches. And yeah, like I've been playing around with it for a little bit now, and it'll work for what we're looking for. So you have kind of two options here. You can continue to use the processing, or you can switch over to the p5.js if you're on like a Chromebook, or you don't want to deal with the hassle of downloading, extracting, installing, processing. So hopefully that works for you. And like I said, shoot me an email if there's any issues. Thank you.